Okay guys, welcome to today's video. Welcome on into my beauty stash. Today I have an affordable makeup haul. Get ready with me to share with you guys today. I have newness from L'Oreal. This is a new pink powder. I have a new mascara from Morphe. We also have a new L'Oreal concealer. I have some new goodies from Wet n Wild. I have a new Essence foundation stick. This is only $7, so we'll see if it's good. I have some PR products that I got from Milani. This is one of their new lippies. Morphe came out with a new eyeshadow base, and Maybelline came out with a jelly gripping primer. There is also a brand new eyeshadow palette from one of your favorite indie brands, Shop Alter Ego, and they have a really nice neutral palette for you guys that I'll show you a little bit later in the video, but it is duping, I think it's duping one of the Natasha Denona palettes, and this palette is going to drop later this week. I'll give you those details a little bit later in the video, but let's get started with today's makeup look. All right, I'm just going to put my bangs back a little bit. I decided to do my hair before I came on camera. Last night I tried doing the heatless curls, and well, I did them early. I did them around 6 o'clock, and around 10:30 is when I took them off. But they were still curled. My hair was still curled. This morning it wasn't really curled, so I had to go in with a curling iron, but I think for my first try, I did okay. It's just something I'm gonna have to get used to sleeping with if I want to continue with that. Let's start first with the jelly primer. This is the poreless jelly up to 24 hours of wear. It's going to be a hydrating primer, and it has 2% niacinamide. And of course, this is from Maybelline. Majority of these products I picked up at Ulta online. I don't smell anything with this primer. It does feel jelly-like, but then it kind of feels like the Huda Beauty, the old Glow Wish, which is now the new primer in the black tube. I forget the name of it, but that's what this kind of feels like. It doesn't have that grippiness, that tackiness as the e.l.f. Hydro Grip Primer or the Milk Primer, or Power Grip Primer, I should say, from e.l.f. Yeah, this feels a little more silicone-y. All right, let's jump into this Essence foundation stick. There are, I believe, 43 different shades to choose from, and it does retail for $7. Oops, I messed up the tip on mine. The shade I got is shade 110. I think that's going to be a good shade match. Let's try this half of the face and see how it goes. Now, I feel like this has a scent to it, kind of like maybe a little makeup-y chemical scent. Not the nicest scent in the world, but let's hope it's not anything that's going to linger. This does say it is going to be a soft matte finish, buildable coverage. Not really sure how I'm liking it right here on the nose. Maybe once I go in with my damp sponge and concealer, we can get a better blend. Sometimes that's just how it works. I think it's covering pretty good. Just this little area I'm concerned with. Let me go ahead and keep going. Add more to this side. All right, I think it's looking a little better now that it's all on the face. Very curious about this new L'Oreal concealer. I've heard mixed reviews on it, but you know, I wanted to try it for myself. Okay, I think we got the foundation down, and I think it is a pretty good shade match. And I'm going to be wear testing all this makeup for the next 10 hours. Okay, so here's the new L'Oreal Skin Ink Concealer. Forget how many shades and how much this cost. I want to say this is maybe around $15. The shade I picked up is shade Warm Ivory, shade 100. I like the packaging. I think the packaging is cool, and I like that you can see the color. Now, I'd imagine that this is going to be a full coverage. You get a very large doe foot. Okay, this is a little darker than the foundation was. Not a lot comes out on the doe foot. Yeah, not a lot on the doe foot. That's okay though. Let me get my damp sponge. That's what I'm going to use to blend this out with. So my concealer seems to have more of a yellow because it's warm yellow undertone, which I don't mind. I can make that work. I usually just like neutral. Neutral warm is what I go for. I don't know that I got the best sponge for this. The sponge doesn't really have a little tip to it, but I feel like I see some darkness over here. Let me get my brush and see if that'll do a better job. I'm using this 101 brush from Alter Ego. Yeah, I think this is better. I think it was just my sponge. Okay, so I think I look matte. I think I look very matte, which is it's fine because I'm gonna get glowy later, especially if I don't do any touch-ups today, which I'm gonna do my best not to. I need to do setting spray and then powder. We have a new powder, very excited about. I'm gonna go in with the setting spray that I got in the Wet n Wild SpongeBob. It's a Kelp Shake Setting Mist. Ooh, not the best mister. A little aggressive, but thankfully Wet n Wild sent me this fan. Isn't that cool? They sent me another PR package before the SpongeBob one, and it was with their Chameleon collection. And it has a couple highlighters, some eyeliners. I think it was a cream shadow. So we're going to try using one of the highlighters today, even though I feel it looks a little textured, but I want to try some new drugstore makeup for you guys, and so that's the newest highlighter in my stash, and I haven't worn it yet. Okay, now very excited to try the Infallible Blurfection Powder. Up to 24 hours blurring, brightening, loose setting powder, talc free. The shade I got is shade 10 Pink Light. All right, we're gonna pick some up on my little triangular puff. And I'm going to warm it up on the back of my hand. Make sure, oh, this concealer feels like it's setting itself. Wow. All right, let me go in with this powder. Ooh, that definitely is brightening. That's what I like. My face definitely feels very matte, and I feel like it looks very matte. But this powder is brightening, and feels very smooth. Like I had a little bit under my nose, but overall, I think it applied well with the other products. I forgot I'm doing a cream bronzer and a cream blush. Both of these are from Milani. The blush they just sent me recently in a PR package, so thank you so much, Milani. They also sent me one of their the collection of their new lippies, which we'll be applying later in the video. I'm going to use my What's Up Beauty R203 to apply this cream bronzer. I feel like I haven't used this one in a while. This one I did by myself. I feel like I went a little too far down with the cream bronzer. Oops. I think the brush I have is just a little too large. Do a little bit here on my cheeks. Just right up here at the top. Do a little bit down here as well. Now I'm just going to add some of my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer to my nose, since my nose is already powdered down. Now this is the blush we're going to go in with. This shade is called Nude Kiss. And I'm using my BK Beauty 109 brush to apply. That's really pretty. I think that's going to look nice with the eyeshadow palette and with the lippy. I don't know about the highlighter on top of this. I'll have to swatch out the highlighter so you guys can see it. I might not use it. I've been, kind of forgoing highlighter lately. Okay, blush is on, bronzer is on. These are the two highlighters that they sent. It looks like we're gonna have a green and like a bluish one. Again, not really into colorful highlighters much anymore. I like a pink, I like a peach, but I mean that's about it. If I can get this open. Okay, so here's the green one. Ooh, they feel very creamy. Yeah, but it does have quite a bit of texture to it. That's what it looks like. It's like a green gold. So I think if anything, it's going to be this one. And then there is the blue one, purple one over here. I think I'm going to regret it, but let's just try it because we're trying new makeup. So I'm going to go in with the green one. It's a lot. I'll definitely need to add more blush to blend this out a bit better. My tastes have just changed, guys. I mean, I think it's fun for certain occasions, but not for me for every day, not anymore. Yeah, way too much texture going on. I knew that was going to be a mistake. I'm going to take care of the brows off camera. I'm going to kind of try and remove some of this. I doubt that I can, but then I'll come back and we're going to start playing with the new Alter Ego palette. Okay, guys, the brows are on and I used my new brow products from e.l.f. You guys saw me use those in my latest e.l.f. haul, Get Ready With Me. And I also applied the Morphe primer, which is pretty much identical to a MAC paint pot. This is what it looks like. And the shade that I got, let's see if I can see it from here, is something with an A. Airplay? No, it's the Solo Artist. I guess it's called Airplay. Maybe that's the shade. I don't know. But I am more excited to show you guys this new Alter Ego palette. This is the AMBERGLOW palette. And I think this is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Mini Nude palette, but I could be wrong on that one. You guys correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure it's the Mini Nude. This palette drops on June 26th at 12 p.m. CST, and it will retail for 24 bucks. I do have an affiliate code, Steff10, will save you 10% off of your order. Really nice palette. A lot of you have commented that you like the layout of the Alter Ego palettes more so over the palettes that they're inspired by. And I do like the layout of this one. So let's get started creating a neutral look. I think the first shade I'm going to go in with is this one up here. This one is called Umber. And I'm using a BK Beauty A503 to apply this to the transition area. Next, I'm going to go in, I think, with this shade down here. This one is called Suede, and I'm going to take this on a BK Beauty 211 brush. We're going to focus this in the crease. So far, I think that these two mattes are applying well. There's good pigment. Not a lot of kick up in the pan either. They seem very easy to work with. As per usual with Alter Ego, I've rarely had a bad experience with any of their palettes. All right, with that same brush, I'm going to go in with this darker shade. This one is called Cocoa. Just focus it out here. Okay, I think we got a really nice blend going on. Let's do something for the lower lash line before I put down a shimmer on the lid. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade over here. This one is called Sepia. Using a little BH Cosmetics pencil brush to apply. Now for shimmer, I think I want to go in with this one down here. This one is called Ivory. And I'm just going to spray my brush with the Wet n Wild setting spray I was using earlier. This is a really easy palette to work with, as is the palette that it's inspired by. I mean, these shades in general are foolproof. You really can't go wrong. You can't make a mistake. That is a really nice, it's a traditional shimmer, but spraying it, it packs a punch. Now for the inner corner, I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This one is called Dazzle. There are some shimmers in here that have a little bit more texture than others, but these aren't overly textured shimmers, which I like. All right, guys. I do have some new eyeliners from e.l.f. and I showed them to you in that e.l.f. haul video. So if I have one that kind of matches with this, then I'll use that in the waterline. If not, I'm going to use my regular black eyeliner, and I do have a new mascara. It is called Make It Big, and it's from Morphe. And what are the claims on this? 100% experience instant volume. That's what I want, volume. Immediate lengthening effect. Mascara was easy to build and layer. Those are the claims on it, and let me show it to you before I go off. This is the black tube, very nice and sleek. And then this is what the wand looks like. So I'll apply this off camera, and then I'll come back on with the new lippy, which is this one right here from Milani. Let me see. And it's just a twist at the bottom. And this is the shade we're going to be using right there. So I think that's going to match well with the rest of the makeup look. Shade is called 150 Hazel. So I'll be right back with this completed look. Okay, guys, so here's the completed look. I'm a little disappointed with the lippy. It's a little too sheer, and it feels like it's something that's going to come completely off after I get to work and eat my protein bars. So I'll probably take one of my NYX Duck Plump lip liners with me and then use them together. But yeah, I can already tell you it's just a little too glossy. It's just, there's not going to be any staying power here. With the eyes, I used one eyeliner, and it is a dark brown eyeliner, cream gel eyeliner, also from Essence. The mascara looks good, and I only did one coat, but I like it. It's a thickening, volumizing mascara. I didn't even curl my lashes. I like the way it looks. Love the way the look turned out with the Alter Ego Amber Glow eyeshadow palette. It drops on the 26th at 12 p.m. CST. My affiliate code Steff10 will save you 10% off. The only thing I'm not feeling about this whole makeup look is the highlighter, but it's just too textured. It's a little too textured. I don't know how it's mixing with the powder, I mean not the powder, but the cream blush. I feel like it kind of removed some of it a little bit right here, right in here. So I don't know. Hey guys, so here we are at the 10-hour mark, and this is what my makeup is looking like. I did no touch-ups today. I feel like I'm ready to take off my makeup. I think the high point of this makeup look was the eyeshadow palette, the new Amber Glow, which launches on June 26th at 12 p.m. CST. My affiliate code with Alter Ego is Steff10 for 10% off. I think it's worth checking out. It's a $24 palette. You do get a discount. And if you didn't buy the Natasha Denona palette, which this one is inspired by, then I think this is a super good alternative. Per usual with Alter Ego, they have a really good formula, really nice layout, and their shadows do last a good while. Everything else, I am not really enjoying right now. The concealer powder combo, I feel like it did kind of accentuate the texture, the fine lines that I have under my eyes. I cannot stand the highlighter. Like, it got all up under my eye. It just... no, the highlighter is not for me. It has a little too much glitter texture to it. The lippy, I've reapplied it a couple times. It feels sticky. I don't really like the formula of this one, and it was more sheer than what I thought. I was going to have more pigmentation to it. The bronzer and the blush are things that I've had in my stash for a while. The Essence foundation stick, it is cakey, makeup-y all through here. Like I said, I'm just ready to take off my makeup. I did not do any touch-ups today. And yeah, this is what my face and makeup is looking like. The primer, the Maybelline gripping primer, or not the gripping primer, but that new primer that I tried. I think I'll have to try it out, test it out with some other products, as will I test out the concealer and the powder. But right now, first impressions, not really liking it. Again, the high point of this makeup look was definitely the eyeshadow palette. The new e.l.f. brow products that I picked up the other day, that's what I'm wearing today. Love them. Think it's great. And other than that, yeah, guys, like this is the makeup look. It got me through the day, but I am ready to go take it off. Let me know if you've purchased any of these goodies. Are you going to be picking anything up? Let me know what you're going to do with the eyeshadow palette. Are you going to pick it up? Or maybe you have the Natasha Denona one. But I think for 24 bucks, it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you need a new neutral palette. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. Y'all have a great day or night wherever it is y'all are at. Stay hydrated, drink that water, and I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.